risk. Sign up today.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the February 8th, the magical, magnificent edition of today's Trader's Edge show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we'll go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. Much more important than that, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on it, 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there, too. You can always go ahead and send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside that subject heading, if you'd be kind enough to write radio show question. And, of course, in our Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on magical, magnificent, marvelous Monday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, all the indices trading to the upside. If you take a look at my left-hand panel of the screen, everything is green out there. And that's a slightly unusual thing. Not the mere fact that it can't all be green, but the mere fact that the spot volatile index is mixed in there too, up 88 cents. So something we're going to go take a look at. Nothing to take action on, at least not just yet, but we certainly want to take a look at that. You got the Dow up 126, S&P 13, NASDAQ 138, Russell 38. How about that? You got the Russell up as many points as the NDX 100. Yeah, Mike, and how about them Bucks? That was a great it wasn't a great football game. It was a well-played game for sure with on Tampa side. I mean, just shut down Kansas City. That was great. And then Leonard Fournette, that's the guy that I am happiest for. He finally had hopefully that's the base for him for a breakout game out there. In any event, let's get back to these markets out here. You got gold's up $20, silver 55 cents, light sweet crude up $1. Leading the charge, by the way, dollar-wise, the upside, MicroStrategy, 18%, $145. Novavax up 30, 10%. NVIDIA, 27. Coherent, 27. Shopify, about 27 as well. Amazon is leading the charge to the downside, dollar-wise, $47, 1.5%. Mercado Libre, $25. Google off 17. Appian Corpa, 15. Chipotle down 14. So there's certainly things to take a look at. Of course, I want to take a look at what you want to look at. So let's begin. I've got one question that is in at this stage of the game. Actually, let's go ahead and take care of that question, get that out of the way. This is for Craig E. And Craig says, greetings, Steve. Any topping patterns for GE? Thanks in advance. You're welcome. Let's go take a look at GE right now and answer that very specific question with regard to topping patterns. So as we take a look at the daily time frame chart here for GE, what we notice, to get my cursor going here, is that there was Rhodes momentum signal, Craig, that formed, or that was confirmed, I should say, on January 13th. Dark cloud cover, that says the high of the prior candle is resistance. We've never seen a close above that. So your question is there a topping signal? The answer is yes, and it's a topping signal, Rhodes momentum indicator signal that was confirmed on the 13th. If GE were to close above 1191, well, that would negate that signal out there. So that's the first thing. There's resistance at 1159. That's the top of its daily profile. Let's look at the weekly time frame. I don't know what time frame you were looking for the topping signal. If we look at the weekly time frame also has a Rhodes momentum indicator pattern out here. This was generated really with this shooting star candle back. Well, let me get my cursor there. This is the week of, I don't know if it matches the week or not. This is the week of January the 15th out here. However, Craig, what I don't want you, if you are long GE, I don't want you to take any action and sell it at this stage here. And the reason is, so back on the daily chart, what I couldn't determine is, why did price stop where it did? Didn't have any kind of bottoming signal or anything along those lines. However, when you and I now flip over to the larger time frame, the weekly time frame, we understand exactly what's going on. So yes, topping pattern, but price has only done what it's supposed to do, which is push back to test support. In this case here, support being that oscillator and change line. And price was above a bearish structured profile. This is kind of like the comment I made about gold. If you were listening during the 1 p.m. update, gold has a bullish structured profile that just formed. Here's a bearish structured profile, and price had gotten above that. And when it came back into it, where it found support was the center of that. And that just suggests that this could just be a counter trend move back to support out there. So the answer to your question, Craig, 2 topping patterns, the daily and the weekly. The charts say, hey, it's more neutral than it is anything else. If you were to see a close below 1066, okay, then at that stage we'd say expect and anticipate lower price, 899, 850, 867. Those would be the ranges, but we don't have that range just yet. So, Craig, I hope that helps you out with regard to GE and whether or not it's got any kind of topping patterns out there. Now, let's go back to just the general markets out here, but let's begin by taking a look at the unusual thing. So, the unusual thing is the following, and I'll pull over this chart first. So we have the spot volatility index, which is rising. That's the bottom panel of my chart out here, and especially for this specific tool, you just want to use a line tool. You just want closes. We're simply looking at closes. Now, you'll see some other green diagonal lines on the bottom of my screen out here, each of those measuring periods of time where the spot volatility index was rising, and so too was the S&P 500. That sets up a diverging pattern. That diverging pattern, when it gets confirmed, we can usually get it confirmed in the equity future contract, sometimes the shorter term time frame charts first. But when it gets confirmed, that sets up some type of a pullback. Now, the pullbacks can be very severe, can be very significant. If you go back to a year ago, back into February, in fact, you had the spot volatility index moving higher. That began way back on January 17th, and then that finally culminated really on, I believe that signal came in on February 21st. February 21st or February 20th out there. But again, this is one day, folks. You can see the patterns that we're looking at on my chart are multiple days out here. So it's not just a one-day deal. But it is something that should make the hair on the back of our necks slightly stand up. It's worth noting, worth paying attention to. Now, I don't know where the S&P 500 closes today. If the S&P 500 closes lower than Friday's close, and this divergence, sort of makes sense, right? Because it wouldn't really be a divergence at that stage. But if we continue to see a rising S&P and a rising spot volatility index, that says, hey, something to think about. Now, what I did just before we came on the air was I went and I pulled up my correlation chart. Correlation, this is the correlation between the S&P 500. Now, I'm just using the SPY out here. It's at the top portion of the screen. Treasury bonds, which is in the center, and then the bottom portion is the correlation tool. Now, this is a 5-day correlation. When the bars are below zero, that tells you have an inverse correlation, which we can see we primarily have an inverse correlation. So the thought concept here, you don't want to marry it about bonds moving higher, the market moving lower. It's still something to consider and think about, especially because when we get back from this break, we'll go take a look at the potential bottom signal we're getting for bonds right now. We'll be right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at the general markets here at the moment. As we went into that last break, we were taking a look at the 30-year Treasury. We had shown our correlation chart, correlation between the direction of the SPY and the direction of 30-year Treasuries. We can see that if we use a 5-day average, that there still is this inverse correlation. S&P goes higher, bonds go lower. You can't use that just carte blanche out there. You just can't, or you shouldn't. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm suggesting that you shouldn't. However, because of the rising spot volatility index, that says to Stevie, hey, we need to go take a look at some of these other correlations that are out there, that potential divergence pattern. What other signals are we getting when we take a look at these instruments? Well, here you can see right now, that says of 119, we have a bullish piercing candle. Now, the bullish piercing candle wouldn't mean a whole lot if we didn't have a Rhodes momentum indicator signal. So we have a first sign of a potential bottom. Prices below the daily and weekly profiles out here. I only have the daily on the screen right here, but trust me, they're below the weekly profiles as well. Now, in order for the Treasury bonds here to give us a bullish signal, we really need to see a close above the oscillator and change line. We don't have that as we speak right now. But look, this is still something to consider and pay attention to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this chart off my screen and put in the ES Mini. That's what we're going to come back to, but sometimes it takes just a bit to populate this, and I didn't want to be frozen on the screen out here. So, which is why I did that. Let's come take a look at the ES Mini. We'll take a look at this 4-quadrant chart out here. Now, the 4-quadrant chart, is showing us our daily time frame, our weekly time frame, monthly, and quarterly. So that's what you've got. Upper left-hand corner is daily, next to that weekly, then monthly and quarterly. Now, we can see here that price is above all of the market profiles, daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly. The pattern that is in play as we speak right now is a measured move consolidation breakout area, somewhere around 39.50. Let's not hold it to the T out here, but somewhere in that area. It could be 3,900. We're at 38.94, so it's around 39.50. Remember, the measured move is equal to or greater than that consolidation. Now, because it could be greater than a consolidation, that does not mean that's where price has to stop. If you go down one box to the lower left, what you're going to see is the Fibonacci expansion on its monthly chart, taking the swing points from last February to last March. that high to that low. We're above the 1.272 expansion of that. That would say there's a price target in the 4104 area. So unless we see some type of topping pattern inside the ES mini for its daily time frame, the signal is price wants to continue to move higher. Perfect. We've got that nailed down. Now let's come over, take a look at the daily time frame chart for the ES mini. What do we see? We see price moving higher, doing less relative energy. We can see we have a wave number 7 signal that's out there. That's letter G. So we have 2 potential topping signals, but nothing that has been confirmed. And in order to get confirmed out here, you need to at least see a price below the oscillator and change line, currently at about 38.62, right where the top of that daily profile is. So that's the signal from the daily time frame. We do not have a top in the daily time frame for the ES mini. Doesn't mean we don't have a top. It just means for the daily time frame, we don't have that pattern that's in play. Now, when tops form or bottoms form of significance, what we will see is we will see areas of, in the case of bottoms, we will see, or tops, we will see areas of support begin to fall. So when we take a look at the ES mini, I've got multiple time frames out here. I have 5, 10, 15, 30 minute, which is the opening range. If you look at the tab on the bottom of the screen, 61, 20, 240, 300. Let's just do this in reverse order. So let's go from daily to the 5-hour energy drink chart. This is the 5-hour time frame, 300 minutes. What do we have out here? Well, when we populate this, you can see we have a TD9 count top and a potential wave number 7. I'm going more with the TD9 count top than I am with the wave number 7. So what does that communicate to us? That says if the ES mini closes above 3,950, strong momentum move to the upside. Would you short here on the 5-hour time frame for the ES mini? You could. Would you was my question. And the answer is no, you wouldn't. Why wouldn't you? Well, because price right now, we got to go to the shorter time frames. But here on this 5-hour time frame chart, price is above Stevie's green line, the oscillator and change line. It is still bullish. Now let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame, 240 minute. What's the signals that we have out here? Do we have any signals? We've got wave number 7. So it too has, and I take that back. This current candle session hasn't closed. Well, we have wave number 7. It's just extending over to this current session, but price still holding that oscillator and change line. So no confirmed signal here to take the short, so to speak, but topping signals. So you got one on the 5-hour, you have one on the 4-hour. How about the 2-hour time frame chart? Well, let's populate it and find out. Well, we do. This has a Rhodes momentum indicator top. You've got the bear sash candle. Now here, price is below the oscillator and change line, but it's above the top of its profile. So is there a signal here? Some type of confirmation. Definite signals of tops, but no levels of support have been broken. The key level here, by the way, on this time frame would be 38.18. That would need to be busted through to say, hey, there's something more serious going on here than your normal back and forth fill. If we take a look at the hourly time frame, we do not have a topping pattern that is in play. As best I can see, well, I could easily, let me see here. I just got to see what this high was. This high was 3,900.50. Oops, 3,900.50. Did the price close above it? Let me see here. This would be it. Closed 39. No, it didn't. Okay, so thanks for checking, Stevie. So the 60-minute chart also has a topping pattern. Here again, price is still above all kinds of support levels. Support here runs from 38.66 to 38.85. The opening range, the 30-minute time frame chart. We take a look at the ES mini. What do we have out here? You've got a TD9 count top, which has taken price right back, or took price right back to support at about 10.30, and that's at the 38.8825 level. So your first key level of support, it's been generated here for you. You've got a valid top, price pulled back, tested support, and it's held. So you've got your 30-minute time frame, no key levels of support failing. What happens, Steve-O, if you see it close below 38.8825? That would be your first indication of a potential change in trend, or at least a further pullback. That further pullback would be targeting 38.75 All right, let's go down to the super ultra short-term time frames out here. And on the 15-minute time frame, what do we have? You've got a TD9 count top that's in place. Price still above its breakout level. It was tested, and price closed below it, but then the next bar right above it, so it's not a true failure out here. So even on the 15-minute time frame, you don't have a failure. On the 10-minute time frame, what do we have out here? You had a little bottom that came in at about 4:30 this morning. That led to a move higher. You've got a TD9 count bottom again. and price trading with inside its bullish structured profile. So if you get a clear close above 38.95, that would be or 2 bars above 38.95 on a 10-minute. That would be signaling 39.03 would be next up on its plate. So the 10-minute does have a valid bottoming signal. And on the let's go to the 5-minute time frame chart out here. Let's populate this, see if anything shows up. No, I don't see a TD9 count bottom. So just on that 10-minute chart out there. So with regard to the ES Mini, let's just simply come back and take a look at it. We've got topping signals daily, 5-hour, 4-hour, 2-hour, 60-minute, 30-minute chart out there. But no key levels of support have broken. The key level, I would say, to be watching and observing for the rest of the day and in an overnight action to the downside is going to be 38, 88, 25. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back. We were taking a look at, during that break there was a question about whether the 30-year Treasury was also showing some type of bottoming signals for its short-term time frame. The 4-hour does have wave number 7. That's letter G, Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom out here, suggesting that price should make its way up into the towards the 168-ish range out here. The 2-hour time frame chart also has a wave number 7 Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. So again, that daily signal for the daily to truly confirm needs to get a close above its oscillator and change line. But basically, you do the same kind of thing. I would suggest you do the same kind of thing when you're looking for a daily swing trade out here. Go into those shorter term time frames. Again, use time frames if you're looking at a cash instrument. The preference would be to use time frames where you have equal bars. You're comparing apples with apples. Those equal time frames, by the way, would be 195 minute, 130 minute, 65, 30, 15. Basically, if you use those, you'll be in good shape. Then you get your daily, weekly, and so forth. That leads us into a question here from one of our YouTubers. This is from Ian in YouTube. And Ian says, I've got a dog in Gilead out here. Is it time to cut my losses? Well, let's go take a look at what the chart for Gilead is communicating to us. Number one, you had a really nice, beautiful bottom, nice Rhodes momentum indicator bottom forms on December 31st out there. A price moving lower, less relative energy out there, a nice bullish engulfing candle. Now, the exact pattern that formed the bottom, as we speak at 1:31 in the afternoon, it's generating a topping signal. Again, like we looked at the ES mini for its daily time frame. So you get a topping signal. Okay, that's the signal that the market is communicating to us. However, price is not broken through any key levels of support. So you're asking the question, should you sell right now? And I don't have that signal on a daily basis. What I can share with you, if you were to see a close below 66.77, that's going to move by a penny or a couple pennies or two, depending on the way price moves over the next couple of hours. But basically, a close below the oscillator and change line, that would then signal a pull back into the 63, 46, 62, 11-ish type area. So I want to give you those areas to pay attention to. If we look at the weekly, and you know what, let's do this here. Let's just keep consistency, at least for a few minutes out here. And if we take a look at the 195-minute time frame chart, we have 2 bars. Here you have wave number 7, Rhodes momentum indicator top, price above the oscillator and change line. No signal yet. To confirm a further move lower, like we're looking at on a daily time frame, but a top nonetheless. Take a look at the 130-minute time frame. What do you have? You also have a Rhodes momentum indicator top, price above support, the oscillator and change line. No confirmation. 65-minute time frame chart. You've got wave number 7. Price is below the oscillator and change line. Its next key level of support is 67.02. If Gilead, G-I-L-D, Guild, if you will, closes below 67.02, you're looking at 64.44 for the 65-minute time frame. What the heck is that going on in my ears? Other than the tinnitus, it was a different sound. On the 30-minute time frame, what do we have out here? Well, let's populate it. We've got a TD9 count top. So here's the deal on Gilead. Price right now is pulled back to its most recent breakout level, 67.39. Without the TD9s out there, there's no way, and I feel pretty confident with this, there is no way anyone would have chosen 67.39 as the breakout level. That's the beauty of this. It really gives us an objective, and it works so well, breakout and breakdown levels. So in the case of GILD, Ian, if you do see a close below 67.39, again, we're looking at a 30-minute time frame chart, that would be your confirmation of an additional move lower. Otherwise, right now, this would be the area to consider adding to your position. Now, you're in a losing position. I'm not asking you to do that. I'm just saying that as long as Gilead can hold 67.39, this would be the area to add to a position. Now, I wish I had a bottom pattern as price came back to the breakout level. We don't. You don't always get that. Sometimes you just have price pulling back to the breakout. That's exactly what Gilead has done. I won't go to the 15-minute time frame. We don't need to get down into those weeds out here. The weekly time frame, we take a look at Gilead. 4 weeks ago, when it closed above 64.99 again, this was a signal that price wanted to move higher over time. The higher over time is 78.94 out there. That's based upon the weekly time frame chart. So your question was, is it time to jettison your position? You've got to make those decisions. What I did for you at least was laid out what's going on inside the chart with the daily, with the weekly, and what those intraday time frame signals are communicating to us. If you pay attention to those, they will help you navigate your trade inside of Gilead, ticker symbol GILD. Hope that helped you out a ton. Let me see. I'm just trying to go back through Tiger's Den info. I know, Peak, you asked me about something. I'm just trying to find it. Somebody wants me to look at the SMHs. We'll do that. So let me just pull up the SMHs first. Maybe, Pete, you can go ahead and retype. Oh, TGB. Okay, thanks. Let's get this here. I think you might have asked first. So let's try to keep this in order. TGB, Taseko Mines out here. And let me get this going on my other chart. What's your question there, Pete? Thank you for putting that symbol back in. But and I'll just pull this up. So Taseko Mines, you type in your question, I'll answer it specifically. Or maybe I will just in the review. Should we buy now? Well, here's what you know about Taseko Mines. First, it's trading above the top of a bearish structured profile at $1.41. The top of that profile, $1.36. That's short-term bullish. Price is trading the prior swings from January 7th and January 8th, both around 2.7 million shares. You're at 3 million shares. It's pushing into a swing point. It's tested it. It's rejected it. It's not a sell. That's for sure, Pete. Is it a buy? It's not a sell. It's definitely not a sell. It's pushing into that. What that tells us, though, is that price is just going to retest that high of 147. Doesn't tell us whether or not price would break out. Now, peak. If price closed above 147, you've already got the volume. That's a buy signal. That's like an A to B equals CD to the upside. At 147, there's also resistance on the weekly time frame chart. That happens to be the top of the weekly profile out there. So you're right up at resistance. Do you buy resistance? I don't think, Peak, I don't think you buy resistance. I only think you buy support. And if you buy support, well, shoot, that's all the way back down at about $1.17, at least on these charts here. If you're going to buy a breakout, well, then wait for it to actually give you the confirming breakout. We can clearly see on these charts that is above $1.47 out there. Now, interestingly enough, on the daily time frame, what price is also doing, it's trading above a TD9 breakdown level at $1.39. Now we're at $1.41 right here. But a close above $1.39, that would be bullish. Absolutely. That would be a bullish signal to you, but you'd really like to see price get above the real resistance level at that $1.47 out there. On the short-term time frame, what do we see out here? You know what? What do we see? Not much. I'm just looking at the 30-minute time frame. I don't have really anything much out here. I don't have anything on the 195-minute chart. Let's just go to the weekly. What do we have on the weekly? You know, the weekly also tells you, Peak, that price must close above the high from the week of January 8th, and that's at that 147. So not only was it a top of a profile, it was a confirmed Rhodes momentum indicator top up there. And so you're saying it's a mega bull market you just buy? All right, well, I'm just saying don't buy TGB just yet. Make it prove itself to you. Make it prove itself to you. As we pull open these charts, we can see this resistance. It sure seems like it wants to take it out, but it hasn't taken it out. Let it go ahead and take it out, and then go ahead and use your, hey, we're in this mega bull market, just buy. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. Oh, that was Mike K that said that. We'll be right back.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter. A must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD, Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Folks, the Dow's up 137, S&P up 16. We've got some requests. Let's see if we can get to them all inside the inside the YouTube channel. Oh, that's great. Where'd that chart go? Chad had a question about OCGN. So take a look at OCGN. Well, I don't know what this is. This is one of these penny stocks out here. I mean, really was literally at 50 cents less than a month ago. No, over a month ago, just slightly over a month ago, up at 14.92 right now. There's not enough data on charts like these to really provide you with much information. My apology for that. I tell you, I don't know what they do. If they've cured cancer, then stay. If they haven't cured cancer, then just make sure you use a stop. And regardless, just make sure you use a stop. So there's just from a technical standpoint, there's no way for me to pull apart OCGN like I do with the other things out there. So my apology for that, but nothing that I can do about that. Hope that helps, although I doubt that it does. We had a request to take a look at the SMHs out here. Let's go do that. So the SMHs, this is for the semiconductor index. And the question is this just a counter trend move out here? We've got a valid top. Valid Rhodes momentum indicator top. And I would say if the SMH is closed above 240.92 is the oscillator and change line. Because it's green, you close above that, you're going to go back and revisit the highs, or you should go back and revisit the highs from January 20th at 246.79 level. That's a daily time frame out there for that. I'm just going to stick with that because we've got a number of requests that have come in, and I like to just make sure that I can get to them before the end of the show out here. So it won't be as detailed on these. We had a request to take a look at Clovis Oncology. I believe that came from Richard inside our YouTube channel out here. As we take a look at it, it's trading out at 1049. It's trading right into a key breakdown resistance level of 1020. That took place from back on the trading session of around May 18th, I believe it is. So closing above that is a very bullish outcome. Let's take a look at the weekly time frame chart out here for Clovis. And the weekly shows that price 3 weeks ago closed above its TD9 breakdown resistance level. This is suggested to move up to 1353. I don't see anything to suggest getting in the way. So as far as Clovis Oncology is concerned, looks like it wants to continue to move higher. I hope that that helps you out. Let's see. The next question, where did that come in? Where is it? Somebody wanted to look at out here. Well, you know what? I'm going to go to my emails out here. This one from Tom G. And Tom G, SIRC, it looks like is the symbol you're looking for. Good afternoon, Steve. Good afternoon, Tom. Can you give me an idea of an entry point into SIRG? Sold it all last week, looking to get back in. Here's another one of those charts. was trading at pennies a month ago and now is up at about 260. When I don't have any kind of topping pattern, you're going to ask me, hey, where could you buy in? I'd say the oscillator and change line, if it pulled back there, that's about half of where it's trading right now. $1.48, you're trading at 239 right now. If I go to the short-term time frame charts out here, looks like there might be an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside that's underway. I won't know that unless we see a close below 202. But here you're looking at about $1.16 on the 30-minute time frame chart as to a potential buy point area to look at. Confirmed Rhodes momentum indicator topping signal on the 65-minute. The 30-minute as a TD9. No, it has got a Rhodes momentum indicator topping signal. Price held 231. Watch that level, Tom. 231 could take you back to $1.41 out there. So that's what I see when I take a look at CIRC. I think you got to really nail down the short-term time frame charts out here. You got a topping pattern on the 195-minute as well. That's the TD9 count top. So back to the shorter-term charts out here. Even on the 15-minute, we've got a Rhodes momentum indicator top. Okay, so you sold out. Now it's time to be patient. And that patience says I'd say be patient. Let's look at this in a couple of days' time if it continues to pull back, Tom. So I hope that helps you out. And I like the idea that you sold out based on what we looked at on the short-term time frame charts. Brent writes in, he says, could we review the yearly seasonal cycle where we're at present and what the future might hold? So absolutely. So Brent, if we take a look at the seasonal cycle, let's get that going out here. This is the annual seasonal cycle that is taking a look at or is using 86 years worth of data, folks. Which should be long enough to get a decent seasonal cycle. So my apologies, it's taking me a few minutes here to load it from this chart. Current slide. So here we are. When I say here we are, this is the chart that Brent was asking for. Now, there's really just a few dates. You'll see several dates out here. There's really just a few dates you want to keep in mind. All right. The first date is not really a date, and none of these are going to be dates. They're going to be periods of time. Ooh, Steve, you just confused the heck out of yourself. Here's what I want you to know. We typically see, let's start with the Santa Claus rally. The Santa Claus rally, by Stevie's way of defining it, begins around the middle of October, sometime in October. On average, it's around October 13th. Don't worry about the 13th. Just sometime around October is when you should see some type of bottom. That starts the Santa Claus rally. That Santa Claus rally typically lasts into the early part of January. On average, over 86 years, it has been the first week in January, around the 6th. Doesn't always work out to be the 6th. Then we have the market pull back for about 3 weeks. It's not always 3 weeks. Typically bottoms January 30th. Typical market runs up into May 19th, not sell in May Day, but around May 19th on average. But basically, the market moves up into May. Moves up into May, typically pulls back into June, the end of June, moves up into the third, fourth week of July, and then pulls back into our October area. So that is the seasonal cycle to pay attention to. Brent was asking the question, in essence, where are we right now? So great question out here. I'll give you the right now by taking a look at the last 3 cycle dates, because that's all I have on the chart out here. Remember, the market typically forms a bottom around my chart said June 25th. This year, as we take a look at the chart for the Dow, by the way, that seasonal cycle chart was based upon Dow data. June 26th, as we take a look at our chart right now, was a cycle low. Take a look at the next cycle low that comes in, October 30th. Yes, it was not October 13th. It was in the October time frame. October 30th, boom, sets up another move higher. Remember, we took a look at Santa Claus rally, typically lasts into the first week of first week of January. What does it do? It gets to the high was January 21st. Pulls back. Remember, there's usually a bottom that forms at the end of January. Well, the low so far is January 29th. So there's your seasonal cycle. We're in the favorable seasonal period right now. And yes, these markets could easily continue to move higher into that May timeframe that we just took a look at. So, Brent, I hope that helps you out with regard to the seasonal cycle. Thanks so much for writing in, and have a great day. Jeff W. writes in, and Jeff wants to take a look at Penn and Teller, PENN, is the ticker symbol. So we're about to go to a hard break. I'll get all these charts here fired up from Jeff in Tennessee. I'd love to get your take on short-term time frame daily chart support levels, and we'll, in fact, give those to Jeff as soon as we get back from this break. Steve Rhodes with TFNN.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So Jeff is asking for support levels in Penn National Gaming. Profile-wise, your support areas are going to be 96.88, 99.24, and we won't give you the one for the monthly time frame chart. It's down at $42. Now those are areas of support. Prior to that, though, as we open up the daily time frame chart, we'll see that price today is tested and rejected the oscillator and change line. So 116.32. Don't hold me to the pennies, Jeff. But that's support. If there's a close below that, that's telling you that Penn National is ready to move lower. Now move lower to where? Well, 88.50, 90.60, there's your 96.88. Those would be your three profile levels out there. If price does not close below the oscillator and change line, even though it has a valid topping signal as we speak right now, it's just neutral. That's what the daily says. The weekly time frame here for Penn National, just see if there's anything of significance out here. There isn't that I see at this stage of the game. So watch that daily chart. Watch 116.30-ish out there, and that will provide you with the information you need to know. Let's close this out by taking a look at ABBV out here. This is for Hector and the fuel injectors, and Hector wants to know, what does Hector want to know? He wants to, it's on a weekly basis, are valid A to B equals CD to the upside. Well, I need my other chart tools so I can take a look at that and draw that in. So that's ABBV, not to be confused with ABBA. So you're asking, is there a, no, there's no A to B equals CD on the weekly time frame chart is what you were asking. Well, again, where are you starting with? 323. Yeah. So there's an A to B equals CD pattern. If this is what I believe that Hector is looking at. So the A point down here on March 23rd, the B point looks like around July 13th to the next week, and the D point 10/26. So you've got an A to B equals CD with a price projection the weekly at 117.84. That B point was taken out with the volume. So price over time should make its way up there. Hey, folks, thanks so much for being here. Stay tuned for 2 more great hours. Your favorite polar bear's up next after that. Tom O'Brien to take us on home. I'll be back with you on Terrific Tuesday. Have a magnificent, marvelous Monday, folks.